What's up, guys? We're going to brobeatz. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Pluggnb type beat. If you guys haven't subbed already, turn those on. Let's do so. Because there's a bit of light. Let's hop right into it. So I do have a free mini kit for you with all of the sounds that I am using. So just pretty much just copy the sounds I picked in Purity, and just put them in a kit, and then all of the like drums. Okay, so make sure you download that if you want to follow along. And for BPM, you can kind of go with what you want, but I would say like 140 to maybe 120. It doesn't really matter. You can go 132, whatever, right? So let's go ahead and get started because we got a lot of sounds to kind of go through. So let's get started. All right, so let's get started with our first chord or melody. So I'm grabbing a scale real quick, and we can just run with like let's do a minor. We do a D sharp minor. We can always transpose if it's like too low when we make the melody. And major works as well. I just think minor is best suited. So let's go here, and here's the part where you have to do your research if you want to try different things. Basically you want to do like R&B styled chords, so you can search up R&B chords, 90s R&B chord progressions, maybe even gospel chord progressions and neo soul, because they have like those really large chords. So to put it simply, you just want 5 notes in a chord. So you want to just go up to 5 notes in a chord, right? And to make a chord, if you don't know, you skip every other note within the scale. Within the scale are these like background notes. So this one, we skip this note and go up, skip this note, go up, and we just do that all the way up, right? And I'm just gonna give you a generic one, right? This is like the most generic stuff you can do, right? You just hold shift and go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna pull that down, and I'm gonna hold shift. Well, I don't know why it's not working, but I'm gonna hold shift, and it's gonna pretty much drag everything together. Right, and now we're just kind of, copy things over. And then right here, we can kind of build the chord from here. See what this will sound like. I don't like that. All right, so we can keep this here. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this here, and then what we're gonna do now is just add like a little top melody and edit the notes. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is pretty much just strum some of these. I like to do these manually just because it's a little bit more human. Stuff like that, right? Because if you do it with this, it's gonna strum everything at the exact same increment. And I don't like that, okay? So I'm gonna pretty much, let's do like a different one here. Let's do, turn this off. Let's do like a, it's kind of offset it a bit. So I'm gonna do the rest of these, and I just like to do it manually so not every single one is at the same exact point. So I'm gonna just fast forward through this real quick. Okay, simple as that. Now for the top melody. Now you don't really need this at this point. If you want to, you can kind of, paste things over, but I just want to add one so it's more unique. So from here, well, actually, okay, what you can do is take the original chord, right? So like this, and you can take the middle or top. So you can take the top, pull it up an octave, and then now you can play with these in between notes. All right, that's one way to get there. Or you can transpose and then add a +1. A +1 is just any note that you think sounds good. So it could be the A, B, this F. It's up to you. There's just some different ways you can get to somewhere or get something started, right? And I like the original one. Let's do like a little, kind of match this up, come back. and let's just be lazy and just put the same note. Okay, so that is our melody. You don't need to do all this. Like, I don't even think this is necessary for like this style, because we have so many sounds. And let's just copy this over, because this is I think this is like strings. Yeah. Okay, so that is the melody, and that is pretty much the hardest part of this. The rest of this is just adding like cool sounds we like. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so these next sounds should be pretty fast because we're just filling in the blanks with all of these sounds pretty much. You just want to build up one big melody. So I'm gonna use this little flute sound here in purity, and then let's take one of these. Let's take the A sharp, right? Since we already have the chords and stuff, let's take this. Let's pull this over, and then what we can do is make a chord. Make this a little larger. We can make a chord backwards. So skip this note, place, and then we can make one upward. Skip this note, place, and then just offset these. And this is the lazy way to do it. And to make it like kind of consistent, we want to take this note and end on this note. This is the lazy way of kind of just coming up with something, and then we can copy it over. It's way too high. Okay. Okay, and you see it just automatically sounds good. And then over here, let's just all right, worked out. So let's go on to our next sound. All right, next up we have a lead. Okay, same thing. We can start on that A sharp. All right, and then you can kind of end on the A sharp somewhere over here. And I'm just kind of showing you quick little things you can do to kind of get started. And that doesn't mean you have to do this. This is just like a guaranteed way to get something that sounds good. Now, is it going to be the best melody in the world? Probably not, but no one can tell you that your melody is trash. So that's all that matters. So let's go over here and wait. Okay, and then let's come over here, kind of mess around. Let's change the grid up to thirds. And to move it off the grid, I'm holding Alt. Okay, and I'm taking my time with this because this style is not very easy to make. Because I mean, a lot of it is just sound selection, but like it's a lot of sounds compared to like a regular trap beat. So I want to make sure like this, you know. Okay. Then let's take this, pull this over. Okay. Okay, I think that one sounds pretty good. Let's move on to our next one. All right, so let's knock this little lead out right here. It's like we don't have to do too much here. Let's go on the roots. And I want to kind of blast through this one because I don't want this video to be too long. Why does it do that? I think that should be good enough. And then for this one, because I believe this is a pad, yeah, we could just copy this down. I want to save a little bit of time because I think this is even good enough as is. So now we can kind of knock these two out. All right, so here is another plugin you can use for this style, which is Wavestation. So this is a preset, and you'll have this preset if you have this plugin. So yeah, I just thought this would sound cool. I'm gonna just throw chords down here. So real quick, I'm gonna just pick out some chords. Let's choose the A, G, and then we can pretty much just make these a little longer. Pull those up. Let's throw that up. Okay, and I'm just trying to fill in those spaces that needed. So I think that's good. And lastly, we can use our little lead. All right, so now we have this lead, and this is pretty much extra. We don't really need this at this point. I think this is good enough, but since it's here, we can just kind of use it and just have a little bit of fun with this one. So usually I would just kind of figure out what note I like first. So I'll just kind of go down. I really like this F. So I'm gonna use this, and I usually just offset my counters or whatever, or melody, whatever, off. And a quick little trick that you can do is start with the note that you like and then end with the note that you like, right? And you can just kind of fill in. All right, you can just fill in the insides. So I'm gonna do that. Let's change this grid up. And let's try to do like a little flam. Okay, and then I'm just kind of reuse patterns. Just kind of throw that up. Go to the thirds grid real quick. Kind of use it. Pull that down. Oh wait, let's see. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, you can see you're just kind of having fun with this at this point. Let's do something like this. I'm just reuse these same notes, just being lazy. Take this one shorter. Okay, so that is the melody. I think that's good enough for this. And let's go ahead and move on to the 808. Okay, so let's start our 808. And then I'm gonna just copy this like that. Shift D. And then find a good level for this in the velocity. Way too high. Okay. Actually, that does not help at all. And then let's chop this up. Okay, I think that's good for a bass line, and we can simplify this later, like if I want to add like a verse or something. Let's just move on to the drums. All right, so lastly we have the drums. So I'm just throwing this clap right here, and we can just copy it over. And then usually there's like these like not hi-hat, but like clap chops. So something like this, and then you would just pretty much roll it in. We can even add 2 more on the ends. Okay, and then now we can kind of just play around with some of these drums. So I'm just go through. I'm gonna try not to fast forward it, but if it takes too long, I might fast forward a little bit. All right, so. Okay, so I just sped up that second part over here because it was kind of annoying me because it just, I don't know, something wasn't sounding right, but we got it. So here are the drums, and I'll just play the whole beat because it's the end. Okay, and I'm just play everything all together. Now I don't think all these sounds should be playing at the same time. I probably should mix some of these, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna just play it all together, and I want to make sure this all plays. Repeat. And that is pretty much it. We can't really do any mixing because obviously the video is too long already. But that's gonna be for this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Make sure you like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.